I think it's important. I think that the teams itself has built off the culture and the heritage that this province has been built on. The foundation of and the roots of an energy superpower that Alberta has been made into has really played along to our success. I think for the past 50 to 100 years, both Alberta as a major producer of oil and gas has been focused on that, but we're seeing more of a transition, and the city itself has built itself off the energy industry. Some of the biggest companies have started here through entrepreneurial ventures, innovation that we've seen, and I think that we're at as much of an inflection point as anything else in the cities, more or less starting to realize that all of the major E&P companies and oil and gas companies are starting to grasp the concept of renewables and alternative energy.
Well, one of the things about solar power is that it's of course it's always around, but it's not going to be around in the evening, and it's not going to be around during overcast days. And so one of the key aspects of using renewable energies is the storage.
A huge focus of what's going on here at the university is innovation and research in the areas of energy and the environment, both with the Institute for Sustainable Energy, Environment and Economy here. It's really pushing innovation research in that area. So I was kind of looking for a project that we can engage not only researchers but undergraduate students, graduate level students here, faculty environmental design, and across the board.
Back in 2007, there was the third Solar Decathlon, and Turk, our construction manager, and myself, we flew down there and checked out a few of the houses, just got our heads around what exactly this whole competition is. And when we were down there, we realized that the level of innovation of some of these homes is mind-boggling. I mean, these are students building these homes, but they're more advanced than a lot of the stuff that industry is doing, and they can really show a lot of the best practices. So it got us really charged up.
I've been walking in the same way as I did, missing out the cracks in the pavement and tutting my heel and strutting my feet. Is there anything I can do for you, dear? Is there anyone?
And I think that this house itself provides a catalyst or an opportunity for these companies to both get engaged and to see the viability of investing in technologies like these.
Team Alberta got its start back in early 2007 when Mark Blackwell and like a couple other students from IC started looking at this whole competition as a way to showcase Alberta youth and our ingenuity here in renewable energies.
I like it in the city when the air is so thick and opaque. I love it to see everybody in short skirts.
Put in a killer proposal, which then helped us get accepted into the whole competition.
Shows that we are united, shows that we ain't gonna take it. Shows that we ain't gonna stand shit, shows that we are united. From my hometown. From my
From there, we really sat down and I took a step back and said, well, we've got 4 amazing post-secondary institutions here in Calgary that we could engage, and what a phenomenal opportunity it would be for the schools to, number one, come together and collaborate for the very first time, but number two, engage students in all disciplines and really focus on what this competition is about, not just the engineers and the architects, but engaging the next generation of trades. Our artists at the Alberta College of Art and Design, public relations students, our interior design students, business students here at the U of C, and it really makes this project full circle when you engage all those individuals. And since that first part, that's been a huge goal of what this team's been about.
All the while, we've been designing our house. We've got designers, architects, engineers from so many different backgrounds. It's been great to work on a team like that. And then on top of all that, getting into the build, starting this winter in the freezing cold, we put up all of our foundation and then started the floor system, put up the walls, started wiring everything, started cladding everything. Now we're putting the final touches on and getting ready to head down to Washington in the fall.
The 4 key elements of the house are wood, water, stone, and light. The relationship of these is really important to the context that is this region of Alberta and the Rocky Mountain Range that's in very close proximity. As I said, the Rocky Mountain Range is only an hour away. That provides us with the stone element for the exterior of the home. The wood is fir posts and beam structure that's on the interior, but on the exterior it is actually weathered barn wood that comes from a barn that was taken down by the students just outside of Calgary. The water element is evident in the reflections of metal and the impact of water on stone as well as on the metal, and that's in the Cortan steel or the oxidized steel that's on the exterior of the home.
We have a big, beautiful light well, entirely glass, dividing the house that you can see right through. And it really does separate sort of the public space from a private space, making sort of a flexible entire house so that you do have your private spaces and a place where you can entertain all your friends.
It also provides a key element where lighting from the inside of the home is reflected and glows out at nighttime.
So I think the team has been extremely fortunate to have the opportunity to engage sponsors and partners like NMAX Corporation, who are true visionaries in the industry and are looking to invest in a project like this to take some lessons learned. We've had such great support from corporate Calgary through companies like Encana, ConocoPhillips, Emercor, Stantec, who have been alongside us since the inception of this project and believed in us since day one, even before we were accepted into the competition.
So being a student is one thing, it's like a full-time job on its own, but then when you've got this project to manage as well, it's like 2 full-time jobs. When I started this whole thing, I thought I could get my master's all alongside of managing this project. I was just going to cruise on through, it would be all good. And now I'm having to ask for a temporary stay, some time off so that I can finish up this project before I go back to my thesis. Luckily, my advisors are really cool and they're helping me out. They understand how much work this is. This whole opportunity is so big that you can't just say, oh, you know what, I'm going to let it slide just so I can finish and get a piece of paper. You got to kind of make time for it. It's like a baby, It really is a huge effort, and on all fronts, from all of our team members, you see so many sacrifices to make sure that this project goes through well.
I have absolute confidence in them that they're going to make a change and make a difference in the future, and I look really forward to this competition, and I think we're going to do extremely well.